Cremated or buried? Claudia, what about you?
I'm not sure yet.
No? Did you think about it? No?
No, most probably cremated, but not sure. I will see later.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't matter at all. Because when I'm away, I'm away. I don't want to
Exactly.
know anything anymore about material things, etc. Anyway, we have a very good investigation today because in other languages, the investigation was very, very interesting, and many people participated in it. Just not only just to commenting or something like that, but participation with questions, answers, and many very good opinions. And I want to share here many opinions I analyzed in other lives. Very interesting opinions, participation. So, okay, this is the investigation of today, cremation. And this is the investigation in English, realized by Katrina, like as an operator, as a hypnosis operator, hypnoperator, better, and Anastasia as a person underwent into hypnosis. I don't like to call support when we are talking about investigation session because you are not doing support for anyone. You are just into hypnosis, receiving information and talking. So that's it. And to comment all of this topic today, we are here with Anastasia at the moment. So Anastasia, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, no, music. What is the music? Music.
Hey.
Of course, Katerina is not here right now for some technical issues, maybe, but she will be here just in a few moments, a few minutes, maybe. Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Carlo. Hi, Carlo Budea. And everybody who's watching.
Hello.
So, first of all, before to ask you, Anastasia, what is the most interesting information or feeling you felt during the session or you received during the session, before to ask this question, I want to know, I want to do, I want to ask a questions in general. So for public, just watching us on internet, and you, Claudia, and you, Anastasia, too, of course. And it's just a question that I'm thinking during this week because of the lives I did, staying in with the opinion to other people, etc. So cremation, so just to burn the body, it could help to help people to disconnect, to detach for the material things, material body, and just go away easily, more easily, or not. What do you think, Claudia, for example?
Um, I had, in general, the same perceptions that you just mentioned now,
Mhm.
but with big differences depending on
Mhm.
many other conditions,
Of course.
depending on the level of consciousness of the person, depending on his belief systems, on the religion, even depending so how constrained and limited he lived his life or not, how open. So so many factors actually are in dependence with this exit, let's say.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. And you, Anastasia?
Honestly, kind of the same things. I also perceive cremation as a hand of help, kind of, for the subliminal part to detach easier and have an easier journey over after dying. But it also depended a lot on the cases, if it was the person's decision to be cremated or not, what level of consciousness they had. And in some cases, cremation even acted as kind of something that the subliminal part didn't want, because they were craving attachment to the earth and their life, and it was a surprise for them. So it really depends on the case.
Hmm. Yes. Good answer. Joanna, I want to know your opinion too. Eh? Waiting for your opinion, for your answers. And yes, I think more or less the same thing. But the example I did in the other lives is, for example, the session, the hypnotic session. When we do an hypnotic session for a person, this session could have results, full results, partial results, or no results at all. Or you can have results and after that you can lose the result, etc. There are many options, many situations. Why that? What is the problem? The session or what? Because the session, we say that the session is an accelerator of the process of the take consciousness, etc., etc. It's okay, but in some conditions, of course, not always, because the session could be an accelerator, but you have to understand the mechanism of the interference. You have to understand how did you get, you got into the problem, how, so you can understand the way you can solve your problem, etc. etc. So accelerator, okay, but in some conditions. So in this case, it can be the same, more or less. For example, we have a little baby just very obsessed with with a with a plaything. I don't remember a toy. Okay, a toy. So if you want to eliminate this obsession, this attraction, this obsessive attraction with a toy, you can do it, for example, in two ways. One way you can do, for example, just to put this toy there, just there. The baby can see the toy, can take the toy, can play with the toy, but you can can tell your baby you don't have to play with this toy, only in just one moment when I say you can do it, and not always, etc. You have to understand you cannot stay with the toy anytime. Another way, what you can do is just to eliminate the toy, to burn the toy, to cremate the toy, to destroy the toy, to make disappear the toy. In this case, of course, the baby cannot have the toy anymore, but he can help just to uh, disconnect with the toy in some way, but in how much time you need to do it. It depends. Maybe the baby can scream, can cry, can stay depressed because of this lack of gaming toys. And so it depends. It depends on the baby. Maybe he cannot accept the situation. He can stay crying in depression for many, many times, many days. So it depends. In this case, we have a toy. The toy is the material body, the material things. And maybe cremation can have just this function to accelerate the process because you don't have just material to do something. So okay, you have to go. I don't have anything anymore. So bye. It's the only thing you can accept. But you have to have the consciousness to understand this and way. You can facilitate the process, but with consciousness. If you don't have this level of consciousness, of course you can't. So maybe cremation can be the same thing. Maybe. We don't know exactly, but maybe we can think about it. And just this was the opinion, the leader opinion when every people in the lives was discussing about. It was very interesting. And Joanna, hello. I agree with you. Ooh, with you all. A factor that can influence what happens to the physical body is also the family and the culture they grew up in, which also influence their level of consciousness, of course. And I noticed in this last month or weeks, better, that people who follow the teams in many languages are more mature, more aware. Because at the first of our lives, I received many superficial questions and, and superficial answers they gave. Now, not. Now the answers are very good. Answers are very intelligent, and I like it because I see just our followers just to grow up with us, with the lives, with the sessions, with the investigations, with the training courses, with the academy days, etc. So very good. I'm very happy with all with you all. Okay. Okay. So now I wanna put just a little play, just in a moment, just a casual moment in this session, just to observe just a little moment, and after that we can comment about this moment of the session. If we can, of course. One moment here.
Extraterrestrial beings. What can this practice
There is audio. Can you hear the
entail
audio?
Yes.
Yeah.
for
Yes.
both the interferer and the one being interfered? Tell me everything you perceive.
Hmm. I see some. There can be some complications for the ones that are interfering because those attachments to the physicality kind of are getting a hand of help of being cut off. So the subliminal part may, after being cremated, may see things clearer than before, or kind of get a weight from their emotional body that was maintaining some interferences. Um, so that might be a concern. Um, but that's kind of the only thing that I'm perceiving because it all depends on the understanding of the subliminal part, if those interferences are gonna stay with them or not. This process of cutting off attachments with their physical body is just a hand of help. It's like a little push.
Mhm.
Um, I just kept the best moment. We are talking about the same thing. Okay. I want to do something now before to skip to another moment of the session. Just an idea I had just right now, in this moment. For example, Anastasia. Now you can close your eyes for a moment, just to go into a moment I tell you now, and just to understand. I want to go to a moment just in you can find just a subliminal part around the universe, the world, wherever you want, wherever you are, and we have to go to a two different timelines. But for now, go to the first timeline. Go to the moment when one person that won't show with you this situation, a cremated person, just after the cremation, when this person is just for a few times just dead and out of his body. And first of all, catch this person and tell me when you get it. I can't hear you. Connect the
Yeah,
microphone.
I just opened the microphone.
Hmm.
So just moments after cremation, I can see the subliminal part kind of floating above the cremation site,
Hmm.
kind of in a state of supreme calm, I would say.
Calm.
In this
Okay.
specific case,
And
yes,
tell me, he's a man. She's a woman. What
it is a man,
man? What age he died?
34.
34. Hmm. What is the cause of the death?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. What is the cause of the death?
Mm. I see something with his lungs,
Lungs.
some
Okay.
disease, yes.
Okay, he's very calm. He accepted the situation, and you feel calmness, no?
Hmm.
Okay, and observe if this man is just leaving the world, the material world, easily or not.
Yes.
Yes, very easily. Okay,
Yes.
now stop time and just jump to another timeline with the same person. With the same person, same cause of death, but in another timeline when he is buried, not cremated, but buried under the ground. And tell me if you see the same theme, same situation, calmness, or not.
I don't, because I feel like suffocating feel that remained as kind of a memory in his subliminal part from his lungs.
Mhm.
And it's just like that reminiscence that remained in him. And it's very, it's harder on his emotional and mental body.
Mhm. So the buried is to be buried just affected this moment or after the death.
Yes, I feel more kind of energetical weight from that moment because there is also the process of the burial. I see him observing that process and his family and that pain, and it all just kind of accentuates his memory of everything that he went through in this life and that reminiscing pain that he was feeling. And it's kind of accentuating that attachment to the physical life and world.
Okay, thank you, Anastasia. You can disconnect totally from anything, from anyone. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and you feel this very good sensation of wellness, of course, when you want. Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, so it seems just we thought in a good way, no? If you are bored, maybe you can have more difficulty to go away. But I repeat, it just because of the situation and the person, of course. But in some cases, it's better to a cremation to help the process, maybe. But I remember, always depends on the situation, the person, so the level of consciousness, first of all. Okay, very interesting. So let's continue with another part of the session. For example, here.
World with all the incantations. Okay, but stay still on cremation. The body is dead. I want the only example body is completely dead, and then is cremation. Observe the subliminal part during this process. Process with a ritual, with the like a sacred still. Maybe for king and middle age. I don't know what example you can find.
I see there being kind of, it's a space in the metaphysical. I see it having on the bottom kind of like a net, a fishing net. It's a big space. And after death, the subliminal part, it's kind of, again, I see that image of being held by both hands and taken uh, to this net and left there in the net. And the subliminal part being really lost. It's a sense of being lost. There is around this net, it's like a circle, and it's full of doors. It's like a circle of doors, and uh, and then after some time of being left in that net, that subliminal part is being taken into one of those doors.
Just a moment. This situation, where is a cremation, but it's just in the past, no? Just in a remote place, no?
As I can remember, if I remember right in this moment, I think we were observing a cremation done with a ritual and it was
Ah,
a cremation while being alive, if I
okay.
remember right.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah.
Another very interesting point, because, for example, you can burn the body, a cadaver, a corpse. It's okay, it's a corpse. But you can burn just an alive person. So it's different, it can be different in this case. Let's do another thing, Claudia, with you now. I want you to close your eyes. And when I explain you the situation, you can go under hypnosis with your calm, with your technique. And you have to observe, of course, just one subliminal part of one person that wants to show you this situation, a normal cremation. No, wait a moment. First of all, go to another part. Go just 5 years ago, just one country of Latin America, because in 2020, in Latin America, many people just burned the cadavers of all the people just dead because of the COVID. So observe all these people, the subliminal part, just outside the body, of course, already dead, but with the body burned because of the COVID, because of the situation. Tell me if you see the same thing and compare with the parallel timeline if this person just died and will be cremated maybe with a normal death. And tell me if the situation is the same. Corpse burned and the subliminal part, what? The two cases.
Now, in the beginning, when you told me about that situation, I was seeing already a lot of confusion, disorientation on the subliminal part, because it looks like this cremation took place in an unexpected way. They were not expecting that will be their end and will be that fast. So no, I catch a very low frequency. They're not feeling good. They're not feeling
Mhm,
normal. This is not a normal end for them.
mhm. In the first case, COVID
Yes,
case.
yes.
In the other case, normal death.
This is a peaceful feeling here.
Mhm,
Everything is normal. It's cutting the cords a lot easier with the material life, with
mhm,
all the energetic bonds,
mhm.
and I perceive, yes, a normal feeling, normal feelings.
Okay, observe the subliminal part. Is going away faster in the second case or not?
Yes, in the second case, yes, it's going away faster. In the
Okay,
first, no, they're staying around, spinning around, trying to understand.
okay. And now just jump to another timeline, another subliminal part. Of course, just another case when a witch is born alive, of course. Observe what you see.
This is a lot more painful. I have the perception of a very excruciating pain, felt somehow by the subliminal part itself. Um, Rebellion. She's
Rebellion.
yes, fighting, trying to fight against what's going on there.
Does she want to get back in the body or not?
No, I
No?
don't have this feeling. No, she's just trying somehow to touch
Okay.
the killers somehow, but not getting back into the body.
And does she go away faster or
No,
not? No?
no, not yet. She's still there because these feelings are
Hmm.
keeping her here.
But because of the feeling. And now
Yes,
I want you to jump to another case. Just a person suicide himself with fire.
I would say this is similar, painful, like with the witch. I mean, the feeling is the same for me.
Hmm.
But plus, here I can feel a lot of sadness and regrets. uh,
Regret. Mm.
yes, the person would like to get back,
Mhm.
to try to reverse time, but it's not
Mhm.
possible. This is the feeling I have. He
Mhm.
regrets instantly for what he did.
Okay. So this means staying there, waiting for something, or what? The subliminal part, I mean.
The subliminal part, I see him looking around and trying somehow to create some bonds with the family, emotional bonds. I don't know, so like he's feeding from the sadness of the family. Being already a sad person,
Mhm.
he's attracted to feel once more the sadness of the family.
Okay. Thank you, Claudia. Now you can disconnect from anything and anyone, and you can feel your body waking up again. You feel your body strong, and you feel this very good sensation, awareness, and you can open your eyes. Thank you, Claudia.
My pleasure.
Okay, I want to add something very important because I want people watching for the first time these lives or sessions just to understand how we can understand the investigation session by hypnosis, done with hypnosis. Because many people can believe in anything the person in hypnosis can say. Of course, with all the good intention, the person pollutes the information, of course, because many things, many reasons. I'm not staying here just to repeat again. But we have a technique to understand what kind of information is good or not. For example, just an example. Many people knows how to trade because in the last year, many application in internet every time make you to trade something just with a few dollars or something like that. So many people is losing many money because of this, of course. Why? Because they try to trade every moment, every hour, every day, for example, in the short term. It's impossible to understand. It's impossible to understand the movement of the market because many reasons, many conditions that to create large kind of options and movement. So you think the asset is going down, so you want to buy, you want to sell, but you sell just in the wrong moment, etc. So you are going to lose money. And when you lose money, for example, the 50%, to recover that 50%, in the last moment you had to gain the double value. That's 100%. Why? Because the capital you have now is just half of the first one. So it's impossible. In statistics, it's impossible you can gain this way. It's impossible. Statistically, is impossible. And but if you try to invest, not trade, just to invest money at the long term, so you don't hear just the rumors of the short term, just the news or just your emotions or what you think, your opinion. The market doesn't matter your opinions. Market wants everything he wants to do. You cannot understand the market never. Because market is a complex machine, a complex ecosystem, a complex co-creation. But in the long term, you can understand, you can gain money because you can understand, okay, we have the value of the asset is not increasing because many people is buying, for example, not, but not only for that, of course, for this reason too, but because the money is losing value every year because of the inflation. Inflation is something that you cannot control. Country cannot control because they can pay their debt just printing money. It's the only way they can do right now. Just to change the system, to reset the system, we need just a very big war, a very big crisis, something very strong. So it's not the case. So if you know that, you can understand that you buy and you wait. Let's say wait for the inflation because when a dollar or another another currency just lose money, lose value, the asset increase in value. Just is mathematic. And after that, with the long term, many people can add people into the market to buy this kind of asset. But this asset, of course, has to have a very good asset, just a very company, a multi multinational company, very important for the international market, for example. They're very strong, of course. So in the process, is the same. You have to go to the long term. You don't need just the short term. You don't need just the detail. You don't need just the information of the or one person just tell you something. You don't need this. You just need to understand how is the logics of the movement after or behind the physical dimension to understand how you to understand how it can happen because you know the logic of the events, the mechanism of the events, because you know the rules of the esoteric world. So when you understand this, when you understand the market in the long term, when you understand the economies, when you understand the esotericism, you can understand how to move to understand what is happening, what can happen, etc. So you cannot pay attention to the detail, to the word, to the date, to the color, to the information just one person is giving you. No, you have to understand how it works. How you can do this, how you can have this consciousness, just mm, stay inside with the topic, yeah, watching sessions, get information in other ways, compare information, studying training courses, many other training courses, many methods, many different opinions, point of views, of course. This is the way to understand. As I said in other lives, you have to understand, you have to learn a language. How you learn a new language? Just to stay in that country when you don't understand at the first anything. You have to, your mind has to understand, have to catch many sounds, can repeat. So mind is okay, the sound is repeating, okay, so this is a word, this is another word, okay, just first of all you can understand, you can memorize the common words, and after that the less common words, etc. And with time, spending day by day trying to talk, trying to understand, communicate, etc., you can absorb these sounds, these words, and even though the rule to create a common sense sentence, of course. That's it. You learned a language. You understand a world. You can go to a world where first you didn't understand anything, and now you can understand everything, and you can communicate. This is the way to understand an investigation session. Just to understand this language, the language of the esotericism, the other esoteric interference, for example. After that, when you watch a session, just one session, you can understand how can interpret this information, that word, that color, that details. It's just an interpretation. But to have this ability, you need to have a background. You have to understand the language. That's it. And nothing. Some question, Claudia or Anastasia, or some opinion, something to say?
I think we learned about trading right now.
Trading. It's very dangerous, eh? It's dangerous. It's because it's complicated. It's fascinating, but you need a lot of um, um, how know-how. Sorry. And trading is not good, but investing is another thing. Trading is one thing, investing is another thing. Trading is just to stay in the short term. Investing is to stay in the long term. Long term is you can control the events. In the short term, it's impossible. It's possible if you have privileged information, of course, because you know before the movement is gone, or you can anticipate the movement because you have information, privileged information. In this case, yes, but we are common people. We are the mess. We are the people.
Medium.
Yes. For example, yesterday or this morning, just with the discussion between Elon Musk and Trump, no, the asset of the Tesla, that the company of Elon Musk, just going down 14%. 14% is a lot of loss because he lost $34,000 million. Of course, he can recover it because the market isn't moving, of course. But in that moment, if he sell the asset, all the assets in that moment, he lose 34,000 million dollars, for example. And maybe if Elon Musk knew that with his tweets on social network, this discussion by internet, by X, can put down his assets. For example, he can sell before the tweet his assets, some of his assets, of course, not all of them, because if you sell at the bus, you can drop down the price, of course. And after the discussions, you can rebuy again, and you gain in this way. But Elon Musk can know it, but no you, no Anastasia, neither me, neither I. So this is a game, very dangerous game. Many people is losing money because I know the world of trading, and behind this world is worst of the esoteric interference because many applications they control your movement. I mean, the majority of these applications are not connected to the market directly. No, they are just copy the data just in another space, controller space. And if you lose, they gain. If you gain, they lose. So of course, you have to lose. They can control the movement, the same thing. Anyway, it's another topic, of course. But I just talked about this topic because it's good to have a comparison, just a paragon comparison with between two examples, so you can understand better what I mean. We do things apparently very different, but in the substance, the same concept, um, the same logic in some way. Okay, and if we don't have any question or something like that, we can close. We don't have to stay 1 hour exactly. Sometimes you can stay less, sometimes more. It depends. In English, we are going to start right now in this moment, so we need time to push English session, English investigation session, and get strong. And we are the pioneers, so and
Yes.
the best moment, because when you have to in the trading, of course, if you go before other people, you can get more, of course. Other people buying after you, of course, are increasing price because they are buying, so you gain money. So you have to have, if possible, just the first one of the first. if you if you arrive late, so it's too much late. It's not good. Okay, so Joanna is say goodbye. Thank you, Carlo. Do a leave of financial advisors. No, 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 please, no. I'm not responsible about your losses. No, neither your gains. No, it's a very dangerous world. Trading is a very dangerous world. Worst of the esoteric interference. Really, believe me. It's fascinating, but very dangerous. Okay, so thank you very much, Claudia. Thank you very much, Anastasia. Thank you, Joanna. Stay there. See you next time.
Sure. See you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.